Zoli, are there beings that feed off human emotional energy?
Yeah, about everybody. And the reason that is quite precious. Our- In our ray structure, where we have a physical body ray that changes every lifetime, an emotional astral body ray that changes every lifetime, the mental ray changes every lifetime, but your soul ray is. But the astral ray is the invisible. We can feel emotions, but you certainly can't display it with the physical senses. So, the world of the divine and the invisible worlds, the evolutionary, involutionary art, all of that woo woo stuff lives in the emotional astral area. The astral realm is the very second realm that's connected to your physical existence. When you shed your body, you'll go there to one of them. So it's not like every single invisible, well, let's just call them invisible beings, connects with our emotions or depends on them, but that's how we connect with them. And certainly those who guard and guide you, all the dead people, so to speak, your invisible helpers, they work with you through your emotional body.
So it's not necessarily a negative thing, it's actually a positive way of connecting.
Yeah, I totally react when I hear, oh, the emotions are negative because of all the Cancerian stuff in my chart. And one of my main goals in life is to be less emotional, less caught up, and able to express more in the physical world, the unseen world. So that's a real trigger for me, and I'm working on it. I've done a lot better with it. But I came in specifically, as did other people, to do that. I marvel at people like my husband, people apparently like you and other people who are just clear of some of this stuff that I chew on and regurgitate emotionally. But it's what I came here to do. I can't go into these other worlds as a psychic medium and not become lovingly infected with the energy field. But my job is to find real world ways of expressing them. That's why we do the radio shows, the podcasts, I write the books. And for good or ill, the purpose of these emotions, it's not all awful. We need them. It's part of it. The awful part is when we get stuck in it and we are wandering around in thoughts of the past. We're fogging ourselves, fear, obligation, and guilting ourselves. That's the negative aspect of the emotions. We're supposed to be dealing with that and moving on.
It makes me wonder if some of the negative things that get us stuck are things we're conditioned to think or feel about over and over because it's a yummy response or it's a yummy energy for some beings.
Oh, heck yeah, it is. And they do affect us. That's why you do need a spiritual warfare plan. You need to be able to have your armor of God. You need to put that on in whatever religion, spiritual basis. You need to build up your armory of where do you go when you feel like an entity or somebody else's emotions are trying to fog you. That's very real and it happens all the time. It's just part of Earth, it's part of what we agreed to go in and do with. And it's not all bad. That's not it. But to me, the ideal would be to say, I feel I empathed on this emotion from this person. Can I do anything about that? Is it important to me? If not, move on. If you can, then you can address it. Also with entities and beings. I hope that all of you have considered the idea and ideal of having a guardian type being that guards and guides you, your first circle. It took me years to get this. And what is that being? I'm not going to say who or what it is. That's private. But this being keeps things and people, emotions away from me. But if I drop into drama, they're like, well, throwing up my hands today. There she goes. So, how do you get one of those? You ask. You say, I recognize and realize that I always need help. And sometimes the help I get will be silence. But I need, and it is a God given right in life. And life is not a right, it's a gift. A gift. How do you become your beloved? You become your own beloved by accepting the grace of a being that has greater perspective than you, that has maybe lived all of the lives, maybe not lived one, that is connected to divinity, the Godhead, the Mother in some way, and has your best interests in mind.
Is there a way to be sure you're connecting with the people who have the best, or the beings that have the best interests in mind?
Well, I can speak from personal experience, not always. Let's say you're going to the mall. It's a bad day outside. I'm going to go to the mall. I'm going to go get some coffee. I'm going to wander around. So is everyone the because you're feeling good? Do you really imagine that every single person and event in there is going to be good for you? No, it's not. This is where your awareness needs to be developed. Your situational awareness. What is your first circle? What is that? There are people who say, my first circle is Jesus. My first circle is Muhammad. My first circle is the goddess. Good on you. Good on you. Those are very, very, or Maitreya. That's some powerful stuff. That's powerful. So it's very, very personal, but I would highly suggest you consider finding what is the highest power and your connection to that. Where do you connect with it? Where do you get the feelings that if you are in touch with an entity, a being, that you know that it's not demonic? I'll just throw that out there. It wishes to hurt you, to get you into addiction, that is not something from your past that you have an emotional thing with that you've never resolved. There are a lot of issues, and it's too complex for me to really get into. I don't have all the answers. I just don't. But for myself, I have a lot of experience in that area. When I was working clearing houses and doing demonology, I would get attacked. I would get jumped. And luckily, those things went away because I asked for help. But what stopped it 100% for me was going through catechism, joining my Jesuit Catholic Church here, getting baptized and confirmed, taking Holy Communion. For me, that worked. So, what is your path? What works for you? It doesn't have to be a religious one, but it needs to be some sort of dedication. In the name of whatever you believe in, I rededicate my life, light, love, and power to the source, to the goodness and decency of what comes from it that is equal to me or higher. That's just an idea. See how it feels.
That is a good idea. And what I hear you saying is that it's normal and safe to have trust issues, and that you can seek your own higher power, intuition, connection to the divine to help discern whether something is for your benefit or for your detriment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As I've gotten older, and I'm old as dirt, I can guarantee you I don't doubt that anymore, but I've done 50 years of work on that. And I still go through trust issues, but I can pretty well hear. And the way that I do it is being a sensitive. I see the words coming to me. I'll see that. I'll ask a question and I'll visually see it and I will hear it with my inner ear. I don't hear a voice. It's not auditory, but it's a full sensory experience for me. But that's just how I do it. Find your own path. I have the same skills as you do. I really do. It's no inhuman special thing. This is skills of humanity that we were gifted with, the intuition, the inner senses. See how that feels to you. Just explore it if you want. I think you'll like the results.
And it's an exploration that you can do at your own pace in a way that's comfortable.
You have to. You really have to, I think. And there have been times that I've been pushed and pressed by spirit. It's quite comical. The very high level ones that I say I deal with, I'll say, sometimes they'll be saying things like, "How are you doing with this project?" I'll say, "Well, I'm trying," and they'll say, "Try harder." Oh, that's great. I feel really supported with that, but they're not emotionally there to support me. Here's an example: your guardian angel. The truth from theosophy about your guardian angel is the second you have a soul in a body and you are born, I don't know when it activates, you have your own special guardian angel that sits at the right hand of God. You can't communicate with them. You can't pray to your guardian angel. Actually, you can't get anything from it. Their whole job is so lofty that their job is to keep you on the right path. If you are doing weird stuff, addiction, this and that, and you are going off on tangents, you bet they'll step in. But there's not a stop sign that says, "Hi, I'm your guardian angel, and I suggest you don't do that." We all know what we do. We run into problems, we run into guilt about what we're doing, we're afraid. And so all of those negative emotions kick in. I've done that in my life. You know, the teenage years, oh my God, my guardian angel was working on overtime, but that's what they do. They have no beginning or end. They're part of I think, the Melchizedekian order, maybe, that has no beginning or end. I don't know if that's true, but you can't talk to them. If it's comforting for you to think you do, go ahead. That'll go somewhere. All prayers are answered.